Kavet. You're listening to ALANUI MELE on PBS Hawaii.
So this is Meso, and you're listening to ALANUI MELE on PBS Hawaii. Peace.
Listen up, this is Dani 1, and you're listening to Hawaiʻi Hip Hop History via ALANUI MELE on PBS Hawaii. Check it out.
As a young, hungry MC just discovering Hawaii's underground independent scene, the first few individuals that welcomed me and my crew with open arms was this man. His crew, Homegrown Massive, was one of Hawaii's first conglomerates consisting of producers, MCs, DJs, artists, an elder statesman of Hawaii hip-hop, always opening doors for the next generation. His ear for sonically building music from hip-hop, reggae, drum and bass, electronic music is uncanny. His knowledge and experience on life is priceless. This man, I consider him the Dr. Dre of Hawaii hip-hop, sculpting and crafting Hawaii sound. This is the man, Daniel Garcia, a.k.a. Dani 1.
Bless.
What up, Dani?
What's up? How you doing, Kav?
Bruh, I'm so stoked to get you on here.
So stoked to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. So let's go. Let's take it all the way back from the beginning. So are you originally from Hawaii?
I wasn't born here. I was born in California.
Okay. What part of California?
In L.A.
Okay.
Montebello.
Okay.
And my father moved here when I was young, So I grew up between Big Island and Oakland. My mom moved to Oakland.
Well, what part of Big Island?
Kona.
Okay. Okay, I'm bad with Big Island, but it's Kona.
That's the west
and,
side.
Okay. And Ka'u is totally separate.
South side.
South side.
Yeah.
So you never knew that Taco was in Ka'u?
No, I never knew Taco Tell here. Actually, I had a studio with Taco for a good while. I worked on his A-side album.
Okay.
Me and Chris J, we did some beats on that.
Oh, nice. So we talked about that, which I feel like is not... I know he doesn't like talking about it, but I feel if we're doing history, we got to talk about it.
It's what happened. Posterity,
Yeah. So you guys
can't be there in the picture and then want to Photoshop yourself out.
Oh, yeah. So you guys actually engineered some of that or recorded? Or
Just made the beats.
Oh, you made the beats?
Yeah, it was all done in Audio Resources up on Young Street.
So you and Chris, shout out to Chris.
Yeah, Chris J, for real.
Shout out to Chris J.
Man, that's my mentor.
So you guys made the beats for A-side?
No, we made like 2 beats.
Oh, 2 beats, okay.
3 beats?
Who's
2
the
beats.
other producers on that?
I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't remember who the other producers is.
This is crazy connecting the dots on this because, I only mentioned A-side because I want to talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I like the beat. Oh, no, we did do 3 beats. Because we did the same beat that bubblegum beat that was the guys from New York, forget their name, but we did a Kikaida loop.
We get sample Kikaida.
Yeah.
What?
That was a tight beat. I almost just didn't want to give that, but
Oh, I'm gonna look for that Kikaida loop. I'll try to chop it up on my own.
yeah, that was a monster loop.
How'd you guys link up with Taco and A-side? Who'd you know from the crew?
I knew Taco from like just being down at what do you call that, in by the airport. The White Stage and Lighting Shop was right next to Duran Sound and Lighting.
Okay.
And we just got to know each other. He was coming up as a DJ and I was already playing. And we became friends. And then we actually lived like half a block from each other in Moilili.
Did you come up DJing first, producing first, or were you more like a B-boy?
I was graph writing.
Graph
yeah,
came first.
I was just graph writing. First got known for just writing. And then...
Was it Dani 1? Or you
Dani 1.
So Dani?
Yeah.
1.
Yep.
And what crews did you roll with back then?
The MIAs, Out to Bomb crew. And just pretty much me and Zach Alfrock, this cat that I also grew up in Big Island. He used to live in New York. He was a local kid. And then he ended up in Oahu. I moved here with the mother of my kids before we had kids, right after high school. June 10th, like 1985.
So you graduated from Big Island?
Yeah, June 10th, 1985, I moved here.
What school did you graduate from?
Haleo Ho'oponopono.
Wow.
Which is it's City of Refuge. It's one of the first continuation schools with a great teacher and her husband, Auntie Dani and George. And it was that school made a difference in me. I was just kind of not really into being in line with, behavior and, well, because, the world's got to reward you. Things are rewards based, if you got no stimuli, where's your motivation?
Yeah.
So she was really nice, and Auntie Dani really made a big difference in my thoughts. And with that, I actually just ended up GEDing because my ex, who I had my kids with, was going to come here, and I didn't want to go back to Oakland. I didn't want to be stuck in Big Island. It was just not enough for me, Did
you start writing in Big Island or when you came to Oahu?
Oh, I've been writing since before in Oakland.
Oh, so you were a writer.
Yeah, I was writing from when I was like 7th grade, dude. Like, Yeah, me and this little kid, Ronald Wong, TRM and Danny One, we would hit all the, you know what I mean, the AC Transit, the Muni. We just ride bus all day and tag.
So what was your you have a crew back then, or just you and your homie?
TRM and Danny One, the little Chinese guy, Ronald Wong, the Ronald Wong mark.
Yeah. So then when you moved from the mainland to the Big Island, did you meet anybody that knew what tagging was or bombing?
No, everybody used to get mad at me. Why are you writing on shit, bro? And it's like, I don't know. I write on shit. I'm Mexican. I can't even help it. It's innate.
It's innate. It's in me. So then there was no hip hop.
No, there was b-boying. You know, like, I mean, there used to be pictures of that were in the Big Island newspaper of like little Shane Dorian. He was he could do all these like head spins. Yeah. When he was a little kid, though.
Right.
You know? But he was a little ripper and shoulder rolls and head spins. And, you know what I mean? He's one of the people I definitely remember. There was a few people in Big Island, but when I went to Big Island, I'd already started. So being that there wasn't like really anything except for surf and, you know, that. And I would just junkie out on b-boying and graph writing, you know? Beat on myself because every time you come to Kona, it's one school, and everybody's like, "Oh, bro, what's up? Try you out."
So then, when you moved to the Oahu, you met up with Chris. How'd you meet Chris?
I met Chris. I think it was through Trans. You know,
who was the first?
Well, because I knew them from Rhythm and Rhyme.
Okay,
Doc and Ace and Chris J.
So what is Rhythm and Rhyme?
They're a group, a musical group.
Okay.
Yeah, they were rappers.
Nice.
Yeah, they had some shit going on.
And what style of like rap did they do? Was it more like a New Jack Swing type of style?
Yeah, it was like that 90s period. It was.
So they're dancing and rapping. And
Doc Rock he was around for a lot of years.
So that crew was Doc Rock?
Yeah, Ace, the beatboxer.
Okay.
He was a preeminent beatboxer those days. And Chris J. And then, man, I forget the other brother's name. And I think Daniel J was doing some beats for him. Rest in peace, Daniel J.
Oh, Daniel J was doing like hip hop, like
he was down with them.
Dang, hey, rest in peace, Daniel J.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that crew, so you linked up with them.
I linked up with Chris J.
Right.
He was engineering for Rod, who owned Gear, and we'd work some things out to like get some time in there because prior to that we were just doing 4-track cassettes. You know, we had got it pretty down. We had our beats ready. We were like 8 beats deep. You know, we were going to do 12. 10 to 12 was about the span that time.
So no MCs, just making beats.
No, we had beats and rhymes. Like I had.
Oh,
beats
you were rhyming. You were rhyming and Chris.
Well, I was backing up Trans and Mike, Mr. Mouse, and like that's what we were doing. Like Light Up the Doobie, and we were doing all kinds of Heads Will Be Rolling, and there's a bunch of that stuff too. That stuff never really got released, but that was really the stuff that was the foundation of the Homegrown Massive because we started out with doing that, and then we were having an open mic because there wasn't any open mic, so we had one.
What year was that?
Like 92, 91.
So you guys put on.
That's when we met Jamal.
Okay.
Jamal left his ID at the door, came in, ripped the mic, and had to go back for his ID. I was like, whoa, yo, come here. And then like 2 weeks later,
What event was that? An open mic.
That was we held it at the Pink's Garage or Pink's Cadillac, on Ena Road.
Right.
And it was just, you know what I mean? Just I think it was like a Wednesday night like hip hop event.
Okay.
Open mic. Jamal showed up. And then 2 weeks later, like Mari from Radio Free Hawaii had us opening for Ice Cube, Crazy Tunes.
Like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and WC.
That's
so
insane.
we Hanai Jamal in, and then we ripped that show. And then that show
you ripped that show as Homegrown Massive?
No,
or
as Lyrical Buzz.
Lyrical Buzz.
And then the second night, because it was 2 nights, had the Magallanes, Dwayne and Dexter Magallanes, they were part of Urban Joint. So they did the second night, Rough Mode.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Rough Mode.
Okay, so
yeah, I like Rough Mode. They're dope.
Okay, Lyrical Buzz was consisting of
me, Trans, and Mr. Mike or Mr. Mouse.
Mr. Mouse.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, and then you guys met Jamal at that open mic.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah. You
and then Chris J was like right there at the same time, like because we were looking for things to expand on and record.
Yeah,
because we were already like 4-tracked out, maxed, bouncing tracks, and we're like, man, we need more. You know,
tracks.
Yeah. But you know what? It's good though because I had already been mixing sound, so I already had an idea. I've been acquiring equipment from like XSDB,
right?
Kurt Weigert, and people, Eric at Hawaii Stage and Lighting Sound Services, and I was just getting pieces, and it took me some years to get it together. I ended up with a 32-track studio.
Nice.
But it was so much. It all got lost because it was just too much to keep. It's so much more compact now. The records was just, I mean, I wonder if Size and DMFD is still got their records because, man, it's an obnoxious amount. It hurts your back.
Yeah, definitely.
The moving all that stuff. And every time you want to play, and it's like.
So when did you transition from being like a writer, a graffiti head, to like producing? Was it always in you?
Yeah, it was always kind of in me. Like, you know what I mean? I'd always knocked out beats like by hand on desks in school. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
what was the first record you sampled? Do you remember?
Man.
Or one of the first records. You can. Oh man, I chopped up that. I looped that. I got drums from that.
Man, there were so many. There, you know, that time already I had an S900.
Okay. Oh,
and,
nice.
and I was looping, and Chris taught me how to chop and to disassemble and reassemble.
Wow, shout out
you know,
to Chris.
like Chris was he gave me a lot of foresight. Like, wow, so you can do this, and it really made me rethink myself. You know, and then at the same time with sampling, I've attained the skill of playing piano that like I don't even know where it comes from.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's a reward. It's a reward for.
So you'd sample a piano note and then play it out?
Actually, anything. I would sample my friends. Like, I had this beat that was an M1, right, and at least it's SR16, the S900, and then my friend Tony doing this part from Led Zeppelin that was Daisy Confused, and so some of it was recorded, some of it was looped.
Right.
And Jamie Ikeda from Broken Man he helped me a lot. You know, that guy was another person that they helped me get my beats to smooth out. My beats were all right, but you know, you throw live parts over it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lindy and La Hella, they'd always throw percussions and.
Wow.
Yeah, it would.
So it would start layering.
Yeah, it would just layer. You know, layering is a beautiful thing. Adding to yourself.
So at that time, when Chris J was showing you these techniques, where did he learn it from?
Man, I'm not even sure.
He's
Probably
from,
Radical, Radical Rob too.
Radical Rob.
Yeah, Radical Rob had a lot of influence. He's
a real
monster producer.
People, yeah, one of the first people that you've known that started sampling, chopping beats.
Chris J.
Chris J.
Yeah, like, and I was too because I had S900, and so
when you guys,
I was just taking parts, you know what I mean, and like looping, and then he taught me how to chop and to reassemble. Yeah, how to chop and slice, and that, man, it just multiplied. It was.
Where did the name Lyrical Buzz come from?
That's for trans. Yes.
And who knew MC Trans first?
Actually, I had a landlord. And they knew I was into DJing and making music.
Okay.
You know, because I was always making noise. And they brought Wayne, and Mike was their nephew. And they're like, hey, these guys want to rhyme. So, you know, people started showing up, and I was already like pretty much down the road, like just doing my thing because, you know, music gives me peace, bro. Right, it's meditation for me. I could put everything that is everything, and it don't get in my space. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's heaven sent, bro. I'm really grateful for it.
So your landlord.
Yeah,
introduced.
Yeah,
Trans.
she was my landlord.
Oh, and MC Trans is
and I was her nephew. Mr. Mouse is her nephew.
Wow.
They're like, hey, you check out my nephew then. Right. And I was like, tell him come then.
What is Trans's real name?
Wayne Medeiros.
Wayne Medeiros. Yeah, rest in peace. Wayne.
Yeah, rest in peace.
So this is, what area is this? Were you guys living in Makiki? Were you in town?
It started in Waterhouse Street.
Okay.
In Kalihi, and then ended up in Moyilili.
Okay. And where was MC Trans from?
Kalihi. Yeah.
Was he down with anybody, rhyming with anybody, or was just like in the house?
Yeah, he got boys and everything, but they weren't MCs.
Right.
You know, they're just hits from Farrington.
Okay, so the landlord said, "Yo, I got my nephew,
yeah,
I got his friend,
Mike." Yeah, they were already and they came, and we just started throwing it together. And I'd already actually been just doing stuff with Heinzke.
Okay, Heinzke.
Yeah, Heinzke.
Who was Heinzke?
Heinzke is Troy Hines. He's man, way before any of that, me and him were doing shows for like China's Surf Meet in Waikiki.
What?
Yeah, back in the day, like in the 80s.
Like spinning for them, or like
like spinning, and he'd be rocking the mic at the surf meets.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he'd do all kinds of stuff with Simplicity, who like Johnny Sexton was another really influential.
Wait, so
musician.
Heinzke, was that the MC on
He was
Capella's album?
They were Naked Natives,
Naked.
Double J and Heinzke.
See,
And they were all about sovereignty. They were all about Hawaiian power.
I never.
They
knew
were
that.
they were before actually any of the sudden rush
So
trip.
wait, Naked Natives was actually a real crew.
Yeah, that was two guys.
I thought that was just like when
No.
Buzz and Fame said it in the rhyme.
no, that's
Naked
that was
Natives.
two
I thought they were
cats.
just fooling around.
No, those are two cats. Heinzke, Troy Hines, and Double J.
And they were more on that sovereignty tip rhyming.
That's what they were on. That was their trip.
Is there any? Did you do any music with them? And,
I did. Yeah. You know, everything is. Actually, I'm lucky what I have,
Right.
And that's really because I gave
Right.
Bahi out and like he put it on the web and
Oh, good.
you know
good,
like
good, yeah.
man, I lost
Hey,
it all.
shout out to Nabai.
Yeah, no doubt. When I got those recordings back, man, it made me cry because so many of my friends had died. Walter Sole.
Oh yeah, shout out to Walt.
Yeah, bro, I love
High
Walter,
Chief.
bro. Man, High Chief was the man.
Do you remember when you first met High Chief?
Yeah, him and Big Dave,
Yeah,
Ainga.
yeah. Yeah, when did you first
Yeah,
meet,
family, bro.
meet the Aiga family?
Yeah,
Because I always
I
noticed.
met them in the clubs at Liquid Surf Den.
Okay, because when
We
I
were doing Thursday nights
when I
over
met
there.
you, I felt like
That's Capital Fat.
yeah, there was like a I felt like you and there was a connection. I just like a random I felt connection with you and Aiga. All
Yeah,
the
I was
time.
DJ for them too.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, and then, you know, like my family ended up living in Marai. I've had a lot of connections to Khalid.
Right.
I got a lot of love for Khalid.
But the difference between like High Chief and them, like
Man, High Chief was a beautifully intelligent being.
that's
though,
what
man.
I mean.
Man, he was
Broke the mold. I could
he was
say.
amazing, bro. Like
Right?
I remember when he passed away and seeing such a complex, incredible, beautiful being. And East made a beautiful shirt for him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, wow, how do you take that 3-dimensional infinity and put it in a
Yeah.
2-dimensional image?
So people that don't know
Big
High
up to
Chief,
Rock Aeroscience for
Oh.
helping, like, come down here to do promotions for his like funeral and things,
Yeah.
Like that's a love to Rocka, dude. No doubt.
So people that don't know High
Dilated.
Chief, because this is like ALANUI MELE trying to, I'm trying to like chain together, the branch to all Hawaii hip hop.
Yeah.
Speak on who High Chief is.
High Chief XL was the head MC. Him and Money Mike were from Mayor Rights. Big Dave was their manager, and Jeannie, who was their cousin, man, she did songs with me and like Abstract Rude. She did stuff with me and Orko the Psychotic Alien from San Diego.
Shout out Orko.
Yeah,
And
she was incredible.
Yeah.
Jeannie's amazing, bro. Like she's crazy too. She's clairvoyant. She feels things.
Yeah.
So like it was always a trip being
So
around
she
her.
was Walter's cousin?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's Walter's cousin.
And
Jeannie.
then Walter, vicious MC.
Yeah, bro. He was actually the bouncer.
Yeah.
When we were doing Liquid Surf Den, he's the bouncer. He'd be spinning. And then when we open up at the mic at the end of the night, he just come murder it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so that's what when you first met him at Liquid
Yeah,
Surfing.
yeah. He was just doing the door and
Right.
like he come murder the mic. So then as it got, we started developing a relationship and we did it for a while.
Did you do tracks with High Chief? You got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
tracks?
They got some of that on that thing that's on YouTube.
Yeah, any stuff that no one's ever heard of? Or that's lost?
Yeah, lost. So much is lost.
Yeah.
You know what? Like of all the tracks that are on there, it's just 40 something, I think.
Wow.
And there's like a bunch of people on it. It's and it's a constant mix. And that was before there were CDJs.
Right.
So I had to do it with like cut and pasting. It was a lot of work, but that was posterity for a time. It's time to put this away. This has been. I'm grateful for this being.
Yeah.
So I need to complete this
Right.
in homage of like that section of my life.
Right.
Those people that I lived and that have passed away, like Serendi. Serendi was an incredible.
Oh, shout out to Sarandi.
Yes, rest in peace. Too.
Man, I mean, might as well go to Sarandi because when I first came on the scene,
I love Serendi, bro.
Sarandi, man, he was all love. I never knew the guy for nothing. He's like,
Bro,
yo,
he's love, bro. Serendi was amazing.
Was he from here?
No, he's from California.
And how did you link up with Sarandi?
I think it was in KTUH.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Was he going here for school? What was?
Nah, he had family and kids.
Okay.
Man, he was another one who died too young, too.
Yeah.
It's like he had so much potential.
How did
The astral planes,
how did
man.
Sarandi pass?
I'm not sure. It was something to do with his heart, I think, health. Same like Walt.
Right.
Live to die. Death comes. It's the final blessing of life. So,
Yeah.
It's like you're lucky. It's not that we die. It's that we even get the chance to live it all.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
True.
you have to embrace it.
Yep.
Not trip on it. Like, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
So,
So let's rewind real quick. Sorry. Lyrical Buzz. You guys linked up with Rough Mode, which was two members from Urban Joint, which was the brothers.
Because
Atlanta's
Urban Joint
brothers.
blew me out of the, man, I was working for Hawaiʻi Stage, and we were doing Aloha Tower.
Yeah.
And Urban Joint, the 4-piece,
Right.
those 4 guys, they came out, and I
So that
like,
was,
whoa, who are these cats? Because I was already doing it. I was like, man, who are these cats? I was feeling them. You know, they were like serious. They were like not perpetrating. They were like real.
Oh, that was one of my first hip hop shows. I remember seeing Urban Joint because it was the Magallanes brothers, Tease
and Tad
and
Smacks.
Smacks. Shout out to Smacks.
No doubt. And
I
Tease
mean,
too.
Smack and Tease too. I'm talking to Smacks on Facebook right now. We'll get him. We'll get
And
him
of
on.
course,
We'll get
Magallanes
Tease.
brothers, Dwayne.
Yeah.
And
That
I wonder
family
how
in
this-
general are talented.
Yeah.
Surfers, skaters,
Yeah.
MCs. You know what I mean? So then they created. Did they already have Rough Mode already within Urban Joint?
They were
or
already,
that became
I think when they did
separate?
the split,
Okay.
when they did the split because they weren't agreeing with what Matt Young, what he wanted to do.
Oh, he
And-
was managing them. Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were opening for everybody.
Yeah, because Matt Young.
Yeah, they're opening for Cypress. I remember.
Right. Matt
They
Young
opened
was there,
for-
you
okay.
know, and I knew Matt because I was working stage and
Right.
doing shows, you know, concerts and conventions. And, you know, that was actually, I got to say, if it wasn't for my job,
Yeah.
doing conventions and concerts, doing sound and lights as a labor, you know, technician, I probably wouldn't, because I got to know Mari and Sheriff Norm and,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, got a big shout out to Sheriff Norm because
Yes.
he made a huge difference in the creative scene in the 90s here. Like,
Yes.
because, you know, it was almost like he was gambling, but his gambling was do Bad Religion.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Let's do the Ghetto Boys. Let's do DJ Quick.
I never heard it put that way, but he was.
It kind of was, bro,
He
because
was
like there
gambling.
wasn't really a lot of, you didn't know if you was going to make your money back, you
Right.
know? And that was right over here at C5.
Yeah.
Min.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because we had Sean Speedy Lopez on, and he talked about Sheriff Norm. You know,
Yeah, and
big,
Norm made a huge difference, bro.
And-
He's and Mari, you know, for
Yeah.
Golden Voice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they made huge differences. And because they knew me, they threw me on a lot of things, you
Right.
know. I had a lot of respect and love to them because
Right.
that way I got to get my feet wet. And because, you know, when you first get on stage in front of people, it's like,
yeah.
oh, you're naked.
Yeah. So you're DJing for a lot of.
Yeah,
big-
I've been
big
DJing
names.
a while already. So but when you're on the mic and, you know, it's your own thing.
Right. Right.
See, playing other people's music's one thing, but when it starts to be your own thing,
Yeah.
you know, not self-aware, but self-consciousness, you know,
So how did Lyrical Buzz eventually evolve into Homegrown Massive?
just cats like Buzz and Aja Caspone, like walking in, Us and Us Goodfellas, they were called at that time.
Us and Us Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Was Aja or
And
Casper
Buzz.
and Buzz?
Yeah.
And how did you meet?
They walked into the studio. They walked into the studio. We were recording, like, hey, yo, we want to run for you, man. It was like, all right. So then, you know, we let them go, and then, you know, we just denied them. And same like Jamal, you know, we're always open to that's why,
Right.
you know, being open to you was nothing, because you never know who's going to be that great love, that great influence, that great inspiration in your life. You know, if you shut that out because your ego tripping too hard, you're cheating yourself, bro. Don't cheat yourself out of inspiration, because at some point in life, it runs out. You know, if you can keep it going, that's one of the biggest challenges as a 50-plus-year-old man, is to stay inspired, to stay thinking, to stay in it. You know, like how, because man, this whole beautiful ride ends.
Right.
You know, you got to appreciate it. And that's one of the things about the past. I don't know. Man, we had it beautiful. It was great. It was amazing.
Yes.
I don't know if we all appreciated it enough.
Yeah. Well, that's what
You know, like, you don't know. That's the age-old saying. You never know what you got till it's gone.
gone. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why, you know.
But it don't got to be like that, though. You can. See, that's where elders and you know, being loved by people that are having elders comes in, is that, you know, the value. But when we all live so in the moment that, like, all that matters is right now and me getting mine.
Right.
It kind of plays everything.
It does.
We devalue even ourselves.
And I think that's kind of what happened with music in general, you know, and the scene and the quote unquote the culture nowadays. But anyway, let's rewind real quick because I want to
I'm
work
sorry.
work away. Nah, dude, that's all knowledge, and I love that stuff. I love it. So Homegrown Massive starts. So it's the same crew pretty much, and then what up to Mouse MC Mouse? He kind of just started doing his own thing.
He just stopped rhyming so much,
Right,
you know.
right.
After when everything started to fall apart, and like that's when I actually started getting into jungle and drum and bass,
Right.
because the MCs, there was too much grumbling for not enough. You gotta put money down, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit ain't free.
Yeah.
Electricity don't pay itself. Gear don't buy itself. Mics don't repair themselves. speakers,
My
gear.
time.
You know what I mean? CDs. Yeah, not even. I wasn't even tripping on my time.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? But I was taking away from my kids and my relationship, you know, my family. But it's okay because that was my family too.
Yeah, yeah. So
But-
one point, Homegrown Massive. So what year was that when Homegrown Massive pretty much started? Was like 93,
Nah, like 91.
91?
Yeah, 90, 91.
So you had Trans, you had you,
Yeah.
you had Chris, then you bought.
I don't even have a clear timeline of what, in my memory of what the years were. I'd
Right,
have to
right.
look it up. You know what I mean?
And then Buzz came on, Aja came on.
Yeah.
Sarundi was considered. Who was considered?
Yeah,
who was considered
Sarundi.
Homegrown Massive?
Yeah, Sarundi,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Magallanes brothers,
Right.
Double J, Heinzke. Man, we had so many.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and then we actually got together with T Double and like, you know, Bizarro and the Wild Kingdom from LA and like,
Okay.
yeah, there's a bunch. Man, there's so
Now,
much.
who was,
people.
real quick,
And
yeah.
Case from Oregon, and
So who was the Wild Kingdom?
that was Bizarro and Ruckus.
Okay, so
Out of
Bizarre
LA.
Ruckus. And those guys are from where?
I met them for Jamal from LA. They're
LA.
yeah,
Because they were here for a minute. I remember them being in the
yeah.
ciphers.
The
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
Bizarro.
So those guys were never a part of the Abyss.
And they were boys. They were homies.
boys.
They were close.
Right, 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 right.
I wouldn't say they weren't part of it, but I don't know if they're.
They were cool like that.
Yeah, they. You know, they're all brothers. They're
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. So then this is great because Homegrown Massive's there. Everybody's DJ Static,
Yeah,
Massive,
Monty.
Homegrown Massive, Monty.
yeah. That's where One Night Stand got it and Sweet Pea.
Right. So One Night Stand. Speak on Stan because is he in New York? Is he?
I don't know what
Where's
happened to
Stan
him,
at?
but Stan was a monster, bro. He could rhyme.
So when I first came to the scene, I learned about cipher bullies, and there's a few cipher bullies,
Yeah.
which was One Night Stand and
most
Buzz
def-
One.
and Buzz One, definitely.
Straight, I'm dude. I mean, I don't.
Well, I remember them doing that to Funk Dubious even.
Oh, nice. But Stan was like a machine, dude.
Yeah, he's a machine.
A machine. Dude.
He's
so,
like-
so he was down with Homegrown.
But you know, it's like biology. You know,
Yeah.
nature will come fucking eat you. But it's kind of beautiful because
It is.
it's not personal.
No.
It's just what got to get done,
It's got to get done.
right?
It needed to happen. The
Like
intimidation.
Thanos, you know, like
100%.
things just got to get done. It's just nature.
You know,
Things,
and I wouldn't. I mean, me
and I like that about Stan. That you know, that hunger, that like.
And you know what's funny? I don't think he knew it. He knew what he was doing was a good thing, right? A lot of people's like, either it's a sink or swim, right? You're either gonna bite back or get bit, right?
Right, and bite back and get bit. That's what
why
it
not?
is.
So, yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually, if you bite back, they won't bite so hard next time.
So speak on One Night Stand since we got you on the mic and you.
Yeah,
you know,
Stan was.
Where was One Night Stand from?
I knew him from here, like Honolulu, just in general. I don't know exactly where he was born, but man, he was a monster.
How did
MC.
you link up with Stan?
Monty Static and
Static.
and Sweet Pea. I did a bunch of stuff for Sweet Pea too.
But Sweet Pea was
B-Boy
from
Sweet
New
Pea.
York though.
Yeah,
right?
but he lived here.
What made him move to Hawaii? Do you know the
I
story?
think
with
his
that?
family.
Okay.
And then he got with Janice, his wife. And they had kids here, you know.
Yeah, that's why I tripped out when I was here, and I was like, "Wait, Sweet Pea." I was like, kept telling people, "Wait, that guy isn't that guy like Rocksteady, like
New York, yeah.
New York?" And I
Mr.
was-
Wiggles got him in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he battled Mr. Wiggles out here.
To get into
Yeah.
Rocksteady.
And then when it started drying up out here, he's just like, man, I'm going to go to New York.
So was
At
Static
one point, we all wanted to go to
right?
New York.
Yeah, everybody wanted to go to New York. So was Static's
And
Rude
Mecca,
Funk?
right?
Was
It's
that
like going to Mecca. in
was that a
Europe.
different thing? Static's Rude Funk?
Oh,
was
yeah,
it-
that
was
was
that all
its
kind
own
of-
thing. That was its own thing.
Yeah.
Static.
but
I don't
technically-
know what happened to Monty.
Yeah. Oh, he's in California right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I keep in touch with him. Spot. I'm trying to get him on here if he ever comes back to Hawaii
that's cool.
because he played a big part with on Radio Free.
Yeah,
right?
no doubt.
With the listening party.
No
But anyway,
doubt.
so moving along, so Homegrown Massive is going on, but then all of a sudden, this influx of new kids come in.
Was the Abyss?
No.
Because they were there and they can't even deny them.
No,
Oh, you're
with-
talking
with
about
the-
the Humanakas.
Yes.
The
Okay.
high
So
state, yeah.
So boom, Homegrown
The
Massive.
Humanakas, yeah, they knocked me out. That was through Buzz and Gio.
Okay.
Like that was that arm of people, and
Right.
you know, they came in and yeah, they were tight. I remember.
So you were so the Homegrown Masters were there. You had like you had Buzz
and
you
then
had,
that created High State,
yeah, and that created High State.
Right.
So how did the birth of High State?
which was Invisible Incorporated too.
Right.
And
Who's the first? I mean, how did High State evolve from Homegrown Massive?
from the Humanakas?
Humanakas.
Yeah, that was the Humanakas. That was, you know, High State was there,
Right.
and we all, you know, evolved into
So,
that
so
together.
I mean, I can't say all their names, but
But
Humanakas,
yeah,
Six
Size
Sense,
One was in it.
Size.
Yeah, like there's all kinds of cats in it. Man, you know, it's so deep, and the Abyss was so deep. I swear, like 25 MCs.
Yeah.
But at Soul 69 or at Midnight Troglodyte, DJ Min's show.
Yeah, Midnight Chocolate Night. There you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
that was on Fridays at midnight, right?
Okay, and on
Midnight
K2H2, right?
Yeah.
But it always bleed into. Was it bleeded? Did it bleed into each other? So 69 was
Well, we
on.
cross over. We were all
Right, right.
boys, so
Yeah,
we show up at each other's things, you know.
I keep-
and we just all take turns rocking.
I
you
keep
know,
forgetting DJ Min's show. Was it called the chocolate?
Midnight
the Midnight
Troglodyte.
It was on K2H2. My bad, man. So wait, so okay, we got High State,
Yeah,
right?
Min
And
is a big influence on me too.
High
helped me
State,
a lot.
that High State, I would say would be 90.
And East too, actually.
No, Min is 9. High State would be like 95.
Yeah, we were a few years in. Probably about
95.
5 years in. when
So
we
okay,
got-
I always consider them. You know, we always put them like the Wu-Tang of Hawaii, kind of. You know,
yeah, well, I thought the Abyss was the Wu-Tang of Hawaii.
right. But then the Abyss came in. So let's talk about the Abyss because that's a huge thing in
They
Hawaii
were-
hip-hop.
yeah, they were a huge influence.
Where did they
They
come
changed
from?
things.
Like
They're
what
from
was
all
the-
over.
Yeah, and how
Some
did
of
they?
them from Big Island. You know, they're all brothers, all black guys.
Yeah.
That were, you know what I mean? Some of them were military T-Bone and, you know, Master Fu. And
Yeah.
there was a bunch of them. And probably like 20. And I just remember these Soul 69 epic 20-on-20 MC battles.
Right.
And that's where you came in and you put in. I was like, man, let these other cats get some, you know, and let them get some. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
fools can't be hogging things. Because I remember even at the ITF, I was the last DJ doing the final thing. And I had like Abstract Rude and I had one of the guys from Cold Crush Brothers and Chief Son. Was it Chief Son from LA?
Chief Son.
That's Big Time's brother.
Okay.
Monster and Big Time.
Yeah.
They're from LA, Samoan guys. And they're rhyming with us too.
Wow.
Yeah, they're dope, man. But yeah.
So people that don't know what was the Abyss, who was the Abyss? Because I'm gonna frame it as High
lot
State
of
was
cats.
High State was all local guys
Yeah,
from
yeah.
all over. Y'all clicked up.
And some of the local brothers were local black brothers too. They're from Big Island.
Right.
That you know.
But then Abyss came and they kind of came in
Yeah, they were on that. They were on that Wu
Yeah.
game where bitches
Mob
got
Deep,
yeah.
Wu-Tang. Like
Yeah,
just
they had that
grimy.
that gritty. They could rhyme though.
And what was the static at that time
It was just
between
ego.
the High State
It was just ego. It's just like mic time,
Right.
recognition. You know what I mean? Like,
and all culminated to
and you know how people are. Like, I mean, I've seen it with friends, bro. Like, people that love each other, they're close, and then when the rhyme just gets too much,
Right.
it's like they get personal,
yeah.
and your feelings and your ego trip gets offended. Like, you know,
Do you think that was a good thing?
I thought it was a great thing.
Yeah.
Because I did music with all of them.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I mean, if you could have your shit together, you could. You know,
Right.
It's like, because I just think sparring and natural like resistance is good for you.
Right.
If your crew can't give you resistance, then how the hell you guys gonna make it, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the minute you show up, everybody's gonna be like, man, you can't even rhyme. Shut up.
So was there ever a thing where it was like more of a local thing, Hawaii versus like mainland thing?
No, I don't
Hawaii,
think so.
Locals versus
I always thought of them as, you know, the business locals. I mean, you know, I didn't see them as any different. You know, I grew up in Oakland, so growing up with brothers has always
Right.
been, you know, I've always been really close to the black community, and like, you know, it's like they were just other MCs to me, you know.
So a lot of the battles went down on Soul 69.
Yeah,
So
a lot
for
of
people that don't know,
man, those were some epic ones. There were some great recordings.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if I have any of them because I was
don't know
there.
either.
So I wasn't recording
You
anymore.
were there a couple times,
I was there, but you know it's funny. I used to record. Then when I went there,
and then
I was
those
no
even
longer
turned to
there.
brawls.
Yeah, I was never a part of that. Thank God.
Thank
'cause we
God.
never
Yeah,
put it in.
no, you know what? It was dumb because
I got some stories that the people be like, oh, I'm embarrassed because it's like I was embarrassed for them when I seen it.
well, you know,
Like, it's crazy. But I mean, when I went there, the names that I'd seen there was crazy because you'd have Fresca,
yeah,
you'd have Spaz would be there,
right?
Elite would be there,
Yeah.
Eddie L would be there, and these are all technically mainstream DJs,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
would always go there.
Right.
And Dani One, DJ Asia,
Asia's bad.
DJ Min.
A lot of big respect to Asia.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to Asia. Who else was there when we would see that? Of course, all High State. But of course, you had Hitaro and you had Size
Yeah, of
One.
course.
Then you had Derek D.
That was their show,
Big
Itaro.
D.
And so, you know, Itaro,
Yeah.
and he brought in, you know, Sizer. And yeah.
And that was a great time for hip hop. I don't know
Rare
how long
Form.
their show.
They were called Rare Form.
Yeah, how long their show
I don't know,
went
some
for.
years, a couple years.
But
3
that
years,
was
I
a
think.
pinnacle point for Hawaii hip hop because
That was the golden era.
yeah,
I think that was the golden era in hip hop, period, though.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just when it was like, it was it had its own homeostasis. It was birthing its own new stuff, and you know what I mean? Recycling and
And I feel at that time too, we weren't like like, you know, I'm all the same age as all the knockers and stuff like that. We were all not trying to sound
like anybody.
like anybody else.
Yeah,
I really
try to
feel
come
like
with their
we
own
were
steez.
creating our own sound. We
Right,
really were.
right.
Like nobody sounded like
Well,
any
you
of
could
us.
tell, you know, when people would come into our town and we get to open for them, and you know the cipher circles, they would open up, and you know, cats are, because even Abstract Roots said it on that La Costa song that we did, that you know, where freestyles in the islands, where freestyling is still, you know, appreciated.
Yeah.
You know, like because the heavyweights, they were like the monsters of LA. You know,
Right. Yeah.
you know, they don't even get enough. The heavyweights don't even get enough rep in LA, dude.
Yeah.
They made a difference in my eyes. That whole Good Life Cafe thing, you know.
Yeah. And you've worked with Ab Root and AC Alone.
Yeah, I know they super influenced me.
Right.
Like that was one of the dreams that I had was, and they were like some of my heroes, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
The AC, that Aloha track, the AC with AC Alone says self-calls of AC Aloha.
yeah,
And and then the track with Ab Root and
yeah, like I said, I did a couple of tracks, but not everything got out. But you know, not really anything got out. But I have to be thankful that it even happened.
right.
Because you know the treasure of life is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not what you make. It's not the paper. It's, you know, if you can reflect back and be like, wow, it's been a good life.
Yeah.
So it should be a good death.
Nice. So a lot of your sound that you created in that era, so talking about the era you worked with AC Alone, and you worked with Ab Root and the High State Cats and
Mikey
Walter.
Dredd was one of the. I remember Mikey Dredd. I got thrown out of my apartment for that one.
Oh, he's recording?
Yeah, because we were doing Capital Fat up at Big City.
Right.
It was a Tuesday night, and he didn't have a place to take the woman. He's like, and Two Grooves wanted to do a dub play with him for advertisement.
Wow. Okay.
So I had a beat for him. I kicked him off a beat, and then he's yeah, man, you know, because I had herbs, so he was gonna go back and burn in my place, and he's like, yeah, man, he had a girl with him, he wanted, and my roommate who was not even a music head, like, but he knew who Mikey Dredd was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was like, man, we're gonna get thrown out. And he's like, they go, it's Mikey Dredd. Bro.
What?
Like a once in a lifetime. Mikey's passing. Rest in
Right.
peace, Mikey Dredd.
Yo.
You know, foundation, bro. Dredd at the
respect.
controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, great man.
Yes.
Hula Reggae, I remember he was a song. And Johnny Sexton from Simplicity, man, he helped me hash that track out.
Wow.
Johnny Sexton from Simplicity was really a huge influence on me, instrumental-wise, musician-wise.
Did you have ties to local musicians? A lot of local
Yeah,
musicians?
I knew a lot of good. Well, you know, because I was doing battle bands at Dave and Buster's with Taco.
Okay.
You know, it's like doing audio for that,
Yeah.
which is always stress because, man, you know, the first band, there's no pressure, but when that 8 o'clock changeover comes,
Right.
bar is full, you know, trying to
Yeah.
get their wedges in there to be able to hear each other. You're like, you said go. I'm like, I didn't say go. You know, and then they can't hear, and then they like lick you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah. Jimmy Taco, I had a studio with him for a while too.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Did you produce anything for Tasho on any of his albums when you went solo?
no, Tasha's he's at it on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, Tasha's a very instrumental person, bro. Immerse is like, he's a go getter.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he's like makes things happen. Invisible in Corp. You know what I mean? Like most people don't even remember Invisible, but like
Yeah.
that was a good record.
That was a really good record. Yeah. Shout out to Gijo. Shout out to Gijo
No
for
doubt.
sure.
Mr. Rios, bro. I
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah. Slept on. I mean, you know, he's such a humble dude.
He's such
He
a
doesn't
humble
want
dude.
any of this. But I
He's
feel
such a
like,
good
you know,
dude.
people need to know, like, you know, that
Family
guy,
man,
that
yeah.
guy is definitely.
Oh, he made a huge difference. Like, you know, like I know Buzz was extremely loyal to him.
yeah.
Buzz One was like, that was their childhood friends, and then like he's like, yeah, Mr. Rios, and then it was crazy how that thing just evolved into its own, and then it even incorporated us.
Yeah.
We, you know, like I say, got its own momentum so much that we just became part of it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you said you started branching out and making and producing and spinning other types of genres of music.
Yeah,
Why so? Why?
It's earth music, you know?
Right.
Like for every place and every time, there's a vibe. There's a music that like it ties me to my feelings and my experience. You know, it's like the force field of my life. It protects me from things. It makes me feel good. It's like it's God sent.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to the Lord for
Right.
for music because it's been the thing that has been my best friend my entire life.
It's been the constant.
It's the constant.
Constant.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
it doesn't matter where it's been. Different songs take me to different places
Yeah.
and remind me about different people. You know, I have
Yeah.
a real broad array of friends and associates and acquaintances, and it takes everything to be everything. And
Yeah.
I might not agree with everything, but I do
Right.
think that the good, the bad, the ugly, it's all beautiful.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
you need contrast, right? Rigidity. It's not any one thing is everything in relation to everything else.
Right.
It makes things stand out,
Yeah.
It's like colors when you're graph piecing. You want colors that
Yeah.
contrast
Yeah.
because they stand, make your lines.
Pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pop.
Something's got to set. Something's got to pop.
Exactly. If everything just mushes together, it's
Yeah.
but at times it has to.
Right.
You get to that point. It's an evolution. Like art, I believe the spirit of art is an incredible thing. I try and look at my life as art. I apply it as because one, you can get away. Art gives you a lot of leeway. If you're being artistic,
Right.
you're not so constrained by the normality of thought. Like, oh, you're not doing this. Like, yeah, man, because I'm approaching this from an artistic perspective.
Right.
Creation, you know what I mean? I have no boundaries. I have no thoughts. And, like, art is the thing that the human spirit can take in and process, like roots music, roots reggae music, Bob.
Yeah.
And then that suffrage, that suffer song, they regurgitate it. And, man, there's just millions of people who live on that alone. They have nothing, but they have roots. You know what I mean?
They have music.
Yeah, and to be able to internalize that suffrage and then externalize it as a piece of art that's beautiful, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's magical.
That's a gift.
It's truly one
I
of the
mean, we all
magical.
have it, but some of us honed the gift.
Yeah, some people are stronger than others.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even to get a taste of it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a gift.
Yeah.
Life is a gift. Be present.
Yeah. So speaking of music, let's take it to the future. I mean, you've seen artists, you've worked with artists, you've seen the highs, the lows of hip hop in Hawaii. What do you think it would take, or why hasn't anybody hit that mainstream or like broken out from Hawaii? What is it? What is it holding us back? Do you have a formula? Do you have any insight into why that has not happened yet?
I think it ain't what you're about. It's who you know in most things in this world. You know what I mean? That like, and you know what? In reflection, I'm glad I never really made a music. There's too much devil idolatry and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many things that are under the surface that, I'm just trying to give thanks and praises. I'm trying to live thanks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't need the money. Like, the money doesn't make me. It doesn't hurt me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's there and it influences everything. But when it becomes the majority of your influence, it's tainted. You know what I mean? Life music is what it's about. Like the soundtrack to my life. That's why when Bahi reposted that stuff, it was like, wow, I really needed that. Like I said, it brought me to tears because I had lost all that stuff. And I was like, and so many people I truly love that I have nothing but those memories. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have the song is really nice.
Yeah.
To have the song and to be able to like, wow. And like some of the songs on that album were like really personal. It was about the breakup of my family, and like,
Yeah.
it was like so many of it. It's like, if I made nothing at all, I truly count it as my wealth because I was here. I got to create. I got to live on earth. I got to be blessed and bless others.
Yeah.
And, like, that's really what it's about. Like, money fades, You can't buy integrity and, you can buy fake love, but true love is understanding and unconditional support, It's like, they're rarities. You have to cherish that.
Yeah.
Embrace it and be thankful for it. And like I said, there's a lot of evil in the money of this world. And the corporate structure of music they're a slave master, man. They're a slave master. I mean, Prince was saying his whole life about, the percentages that were taken. It's underhanded,
Yeah.
And then they're owning they're not even creating, they're the money man. But money makes the world go around. Oh, no, that's centripetal force.
Yeah.
That's what makes the world go around. It ain't money.
Right.
But, it gets twisted. And I don't know. I'm not into the twist. No offense, Chubby Checker.
Yeah. And that's it. Dani One with the knowledge. Dani One.
It's just life experience.
Thank you for everything, my man. I
Love,
appreciate
respect.
everything
Yeah, bro.
that you've done for me as well as for Hawaii Hip Hop.
For me,
And for blessing all of us.
it's selfish. I did it all for me because this is what I do. It's my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as I'm alive, I plan on just expressing myself because if not, I might blow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know what you mean.
It's therapy, bro.
Yeah, it is therapy.
Yeah, it is therapy. You know? And I deserve to be okay.
Right.
And that's all I'm ever striving to do. Have a good life, have a good death, be okay, live thanks, and be grateful.
Yes. And on that note, this is ALANUI MELE with Dani 1 on PBS Hawaii.
Bless.
Peace.
Mahalo for listening to ALANUI MELE on PBS Hawaii. Introduction beat by Just One O. You can listen to ALANUI MELE on all streaming platforms and check us on social media at PBS Hawaii or www.pbshawaii.org.